Hello, 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 friends. Nicholas here. DIVO, TED Talks, Devoted Talks, depending on how you want to say it, where we take ancient wisdom and practices through a modern lens and experience so that you can end suffering for yourself and those you love in your personal and greater worlds alike. And I am so excited, friends. Welcome to season 3. Oh, I wish I had gotten a haircut, so at least on YouTube, visually, you would see the newness and the freshness, alas. So I made it through one whole year of recording 3 episodes a week, and I'm excited. It's done really good things for YouTube and for my social media and engagement and interaction, and it's so therapeutic for me. And so I want to talk about that as the topic for today. I want to talk about finding the thing and the outlets and the gifts that you have that help you feel alive and don't feel like work. Talking about this stuff and getting on these trains of content and connectivity and collectivity and just really rolling with it is my jam. Like, I hardly get to do this at the beginning of yoga classes, and I like talking about this stuff, but there's an expectation to do so much movement in a class for so much amount of time. And so I make it happen. And I do that. But I really know that yoga is partially breathing and it's partially contemplation. It's partially about these things. But what I want to talk about for you is the thing that brings you alive, that helps feed you and fuel you in the doing of it, that helps make the world a better place. We all have that. We all have something, and it feels authentic and natural to us. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's creating things. Maybe you're a handy person and you're good at fixing things and you can help other people do that with things that may have gone awry in their life. But this truly is about you and nobody else, because it's something that you would do regardless of whether anybody listened. I've recorded for a whole year with sometimes episodes only getting 2 and 3 listens. And now I've had some episodes, as of right now, 150 listens in a day, which is crazy. And it's not to me about that, but it just reminded me that I get to have this therapeutic talk. I get to express myself in ways that I don't always get to in my personal life and or my professional life. And I get to help other people that are interested in it. And those that are meant to hear it will find it. And that's great. And, this helps me synthesize information that I've learned for years in yoga, Ayurveda, and, personal training and group fitness more fully. I'm able to take it and expand it in ways that I've never been able to before. And I'm excited about that. And, it's also spring and it's also the reawakening. Like, this weekend is Easter. So I'm recording this a month before you guys will hear it, but that is neither here nor there. This information that I'm bringing forth is contextual and yet timeless. It is also done in this moment, but meant for whoever it gets to when it gets to. And I trust in that process. I mean, I have things that I posted on Facebook and social media 8-10 years ago, and I'm reading, I'm like, wow, I needed to read that today. But I wrote it 10 years ago. I've talked about that before. How did I create a time capsule of things that I know or information that I'm pulling from the universe and packaged and sending it out to sea, right? It's a message in a bottle to be received when it's meant to be received, whether it's for me or for somebody else. And so what I'm talking about for you today is finding that thing that you want to create in this world. We are creator beings. We are meant to take things and create. Everything about working is about creating a solution, creating a new thing, creating art, creating enlightenment, new spaces to explore. It's all about creation. And a lot of people aren't living like that's what it is, right? And I'm not going to get into the rigmarole around it being hard to live, because it is hard to live. Our society is built around capitalism is a hierarchical way of stratifying people. And then we have upper, lower, and middle class. Like, why do we have different classes of people? How does that work? How does that work? How is that functional? Right? It's not really, but it is kind of the way that things are. And so what people end up doing is they take their life force, use it to work for somebody else and make them money, and then they get compensation for that so that they can then take their free time and that money that they've exchanged their life force for to then create what they want to create in the world. And so some people are burned down, bent out, like, ooh, And so they don't really have a lot left for them, for their creation, for their fulfillment and their enlightenment and or growth or whatever. And that's a shame. But that is the way things are structured right now. And so what I was able to find is my way of getting what I want, which is to synthesize and talk about this stuff. I want to be heard. I want to talk. I want to share. I want to understand the world and the way it works so much more than I already do. And so I found a way to do that. And opening a business may not be plausible, feasible, or even, what you want to do. And so that's fine. But it's more about the moral of that story that I found the thing that I wanted to do. And so maybe you have a hobby that you do on the side that your current job is funding to create that thing in the world. Maybe you just want to raise children. Maybe you just need enough resources to be able to raise good kids. And that's what you want to create in the world. Maybe that's your gift to the world, right? Maybe you're not the person who changes the world significantly, but you gave birth to the one that does. And so you are a linchpin in that transformation. We don't know what we don't know until we do. And far be it from us to know what's coming, because if we have any inclination of what is coming, we may act differently and change it completely, but we wouldn't know the difference because it would already be changed. So what am I trying to say to you? I am saying, may the force be with you, right? So that was 2 days ago, and that was the final episode. But finding that force within you, that is your gift. Maybe it's playing music. Maybe it's entertaining people. Maybe it's something else. But we're so strapped on paying the bills, which they have to be paid. We're so strapped on making money, which you need money to pay the bills, right? That we forget about these things. And so we find lesser enjoyments and find lesser expressions of self to at least tide us by. And I don't blame you. Like, why wouldn't you? That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. But is that all you want out of life? Or do you want more? And that is the question we have to address here. And if you do want more, find the thing that comes naturally to you and makes you a better person for doing it. I talk here and I learn new things about myself, and I learn new things about life and the material that I've studied for years. But without this, I wouldn't be able to do it. Writing doesn't do it for me. I am a good writer, but I am a really good speaker and external processor. And so this works better for me. And it also can be used to help people. And that's great, right? I would do this regardless of whether I made any money for it. Because honestly, on social media, when I post this, I don't get any money for this. I have done a whole year where I haven't gotten any money because of it. And that's fine. I don't care, because that's not why I do it. I do it for my betterment and inherently the betterment of others, because if I am better, I am impacting the world in a better way. And so the force is with me. And while it may not be literally mind controlling or moving things like you see in the Star Wars movie, it is veritably you pushing life, making waves in life, rearranging life so that you can move forth, you can present forth within it. So what is your takeaway from this? If you're burnout, stressed, and tired, I get it. And that may not be changing anytime soon. Find something, an outlet, anything that actually recharges you and isn't just some compulsive feel good. Right. There's trying to self-soothe and self-medicate. And then there's finding things that fill your heart and fill your mind. And then do things to help remediate the challenges of life, right? Maybe you have somebody else you share the load with. Maybe you drive the kid. Maybe somebody drives the kids to school on these days, or maybe somebody else handles that completely. Find ways to lessen your load so that you can slowly get traction and gain more fortitude and energy to put forth into the world. And so finally, yoga and Ayurveda isn't necessarily about taking the herb and doing the yoga poses and or reading the text, although all of those are a part of it. It's more about the connection to self. And if you are engaging in these things that connect you to the force, right? These gifts, these things that help you become more than what you were before you started them, they fill you, they expand you, they take you to new levels. And that's what it's all about. It helps you come to know yourself. And in knowing yourself, life and the point of it all becomes more and more clear. And we're all the better for it. So I think I kind of lost the idea in the middle of it because I'm so excited. So I don't do the yoga poses just for my health. I do it because it helps me come to know myself better. I don't do the texts and studying just to learn. I do it so that I can help myself and others more fully. And I do this podcast to help me understand what I think, feel, and believe about things so I am steadfast and I can serve my community better, as well as at the same time reaching out to those people who also need to hear this message. So, my friends, in season 3, get ready for more just like this, targeted, direct eye contact. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm here for it. We're here for it. Be well and be free.